Welcome to my State of the Collection for 2025. Even though by the time this video is released, we're almost at February of 2026, I figured better late than never. My name is Giuliano and I really like watches. In fact, my job involves watches, and my hobby, which is running the Watch Brief, a website about watches, also involves watches. So a lot of parts of my life right now revolve around this super niche, expensive hobby. If you're watching this video, you are also a part of this super niche hobby, so welcome.
I've been collecting watches for a few years now, and aside from being financially destitute, it's been a fun and rewarding experience. I won't be showing my entire collection because, frankly, it didn't all fit conveniently into this briefcase. But I will be showing the watches that keep my passion for this hobby alive and well. Starting with the Seiko Navigator Timer GMT, or also known as the limited edition SPB 411. I love everything about this watch, from its GMT movement, from, shockingly enough, its extremely comfortable bracelet, and honestly, I just really love how it looks. This will be in my collection for a very long time. The Doxa Sub 200 Professional. This is the first watch I ever purchased straight from the AD, and the first Swiss watch I bought brand new. When I first started collecting, I asked my good friend Brian for recommendations of, good divers. He gave me a dozen recommendations, but the Sub 200 stood out to me above all the rest. There was something about that bright orange dial and the ties to Jacques Cousteau that made me take notice. I originally considered the Sub 300, but the dial was a bit small for my taste and legibility is a big issue. So the Sub 200's proportions were the perfect alternative, and it was right in that Goldilocks zone. The Stowa Flieger Classic. This is my first true German watch, and shout out to Brian for selling this one to me. I love the brutalist simplicity of this watch, from its easy push-pull crown to its logoless dial, and of course the Flieger strap. I actually bought this strap before I ever got the watch because I thought the rivets looked great. And now I have a second Stowa strap, but you'll see the watch I have paired with that strap later on. My first Seiko. This is also the first watch that my girlfriend at the time, who is actually now my fiance, ever got me. The SRPD 57K1, and as you can see, it is a Seiko 5. I just love how it looks like one of those vintage divers. It has that Fotina on the bezel, but I just love the hour markers. I love the seconds hand. Everything about this watch, in terms of how it looks, is fantastic. Unfortunately, the bracelet is terrible, but I will be making another video about that in the future. This next watch is not actually a part of my permanent collection, in the sense that this belongs to my late grandfather. He purchased this back in the 70s, and it is the Rolex Air King 5500, if I remember correctly. It is a fantastic watch. Even after 5 decades without being serviced, it runs wonderfully. I believe it is currently at plus 12 per day, plus 12 seconds that is, which is honestly incredible, and it's way better than my Seiko 5 in terms of accuracy. It is a fantastic watch, and yes, I do have it on the original bracelet originally, but I changed it to this leather strap because I didn't want to add more scratches to the bracelet. So there's a very special watch, and it will never go to anyone else, and as far as I'm concerned, it's still my grandfather's watch and always will be. The Sternglass Neos Quartz. So basically, I broke a fundamental rule of collecting when I got this watch. Every single YouTuber I know says, don't ever get a placeholder watch. Well, that's exactly what I did. I wanted a Nomos or a Junghans chronoscope, but I didn't have the money, so instead I got this amazing affordable Microbrand from Germany, and I've fallen in love with it, and I don't even want to get a Junghans anymore. So there you have it. Break the rules. The Hamilton Khaki Field Titanium Auto. This special watch was a gift from my closest friends ever, Tag, as well as my fiance, and it was purchased from Brian. So there's just a lot of meaning here, and it is a permanent member of my collection. Additionally, I wrote a long review about it on the watch brief, but basically this is the perfect titanium watch and the only one that you or anyone else will ever need. I am obsessed with World War II history. When I was 3 years old, one of the very first TV shows I ever saw was Band of Brothers. And yes, that is definitely not appropriate viewing for a 3-year-old, but I learned English from that, so you're welcome. When I was looking for an affordable paratrooper watch with some real heritage, I discovered the Vostok Amphibia, specifically this model, meant to honor the paratroopers of World War II. Of course, I think it honored Russian paratroopers, but hey, what can you do? The watch that started it all. When I first started working at my job at a Japanese microbrand, I actually knew nothing about watches. I was hired purely for my video editing ability and my marketing experience. And so I thought, okay, well, maybe I should look into this watch thing. So I asked my friend Brian for recommendations, and he literally told me, oh, okay, how about you just buy this for a really amazing deal? And that's how the addiction started. This watch will never leave my collection. The Seiko Speed Timer, or the SBDL 109. That's a mouthful. I actually might have just sold this watch to my good friend Paolo, but we'll see in March. This is a great watch, and it is actually my only chronograph that I wear. Yes, I know it's a mecha quartz, but that's still a chronograph. I just love how it wears, and it feels great on the wrist. Right now I have it on an FKM rubber strap, but actually the bracelet is not bad. Good job, Seiko. The Bulova A15 Pilot. Bulova has such a rich heritage in terms of watchmaking and watchmaking for the armed forces, and it doesn't really get a lot of respect, but I have it right now paired with this brand new black strap from Stowa, and it's a terrific watch.
Thanks for watching the video. Special thanks go to Adriel, who helped me film a lot of the shots where I had the watch or the watches on my wrist, to Brian, who gave me a lot of feedback, and actually, if you've seen the entire video, sold me a lot of the watches. My friend Paolo, who also gave me feedback and is also, hopefully, the proud new owner of this Speed Timer, which is a fantastic watch. Prior to soft selling this watch to Paolo, this was my most worn watch of January, so that tells you a lot. And of course, special thanks to my fiance, who left the apartment so that I could film this video without any other background noise besides the water filter behind me. So that's really great. Thanks for watching. If you are interested in more watch related videos or watch content, please consider leaving a like, subscribing. Stay tuned for my upcoming video about finding my perfect Casio watch, as well as my video review about the Vario.